Google gives its crawler bot someone to play with, getting rid of third-party cookies, and offers even more guidance about how to improve page experience. Trying to play catch-up with ChatGPT, and it looks to launch its own AI search engine called Maggie. Drake and The Weeknd make a viral hit, only it wasn't them. Twitter tries paying for verification again, and Bart can now code for you. Here are the top stories of this week in SEO news on this episode of The Rundown, brought to you by PosiRank.com. First thing that we're going to talk about is Google's new crawler. Google has introduced a new web crawler called Google Other. Seriously, that's the name they came up with? Google has a bunch of geniuses, and not one of them seems to be creative, because Google Other sounds like a knockoff version of their search engine or Bing's side chick more than a web crawler. In any event, Google Other is like the trusty sidekick to Googlebot, freeing up its time to focus on the important stuff like building the search index. This new crawler is designed to streamline Google's web crawling process, thereby freeing up resources for its primary search index crawler, Googlebot. The new crawler will focus on non-essential tasks like research and development crawls, while Googlebot will handle building the search index used by Google Search. Google says that site owners need not worry about the new crawler impact, as it operates using the same infrastructure and limitations as Googlebot. But for those who like to stay on top of things, they can monitor Google Other by analyzing service logs, updating robots.txt, monitoring crawler stats in Google Search Console, and tracking website performance metrics. Maybe then they will have more time to come up with clever names like Bot2 or Bot Buddy, or how about Bot Tom? Anything is better than Google Other, because Bot Tom just spells bottom. And remember the time Twitter tried to charge for their blue checkmark and it backfired? Well, much like a bad college relationship you can't seem to learn from, Twitter is at it again. Twitter is finally bidding farewell to its legacy verification system. The platform is finally rolling out Twitter Blue, a paid verification service that legacy account holders will need to pay for if they want to keep their blue tick. However, some people aren't happy because they feel as if though it'll invite a flood of impersonations on the platform. And they're not wrong. I mean, you remember what happened last time, right? Business and government organizations can still apply for verified status, but the cost of entry means that many smaller accounts may lose out on their verification status. As a result, the platform's reputation for trust and authenticity could take a hit. I mean, more than it already has, you know? And have you always wanted to code but find it difficult to learn? Well, Google has got you there because Bart can now generate computer code from natural language input. This is expected to make it easier for people without coding experience to create programs and scripts, potentially speeding up the development of new software. Bart is trained on a massive dataset of natural language text and computer code, which allows it to learn the relationships between words and programming language syntax. The system has been tested on a variety of programming tasks, and while the output isn't always perfect, it can be easily edited and refined by human programmers. The BART system is now available on an open source tool, which means other developers can use it to create their own natural language programming interface. This is a massive development that has the potential to revolutionize the way software is developed and make coding more accessible to people without specialized training, not to mention possibly change more than a few people's majors in college. The use of natural language processing to generate code is a major step forward in democratizing coding, which has traditionally been seen as a difficult skill to learn, especially if you're dyslexic like me and just reading code hurts, let alone writing the damn thing. With BART, individuals can simply describe what they want their code to do and the system will generate the code for them. While it remains to be seen how widely adopted the technology will be and how effective it will be in practice, it is clear that this is a major breakthrough that has the potential to change the way we think about coding and software development. So the first thing we have to talk about is that there will be no more cookies. Google is testing interest-based audience targeting methods as a replacement for third-party cookies. In other words, the cookie may crumble, but the cake still tastes just as sweet, which sounds like something a vegan says when it really doesn't taste the same. However, the research also has several limitations and caveats that suggest phasing out third-party cookies is a slow and complex process. It's like trying to get rid of your ex's stuff. It takes time and patience, but it's worth it in the end. Google conducted the research under the watchful eyes of the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, and Information Commissioner's Office. The analysis was limited to display ads traffic in Chrome, and other Google products still will use third-party cookies. So don't freak out just yet, because Google plans to continue testing throughout the year and providing regular feedback on the progress of the Topics API. So while the cookie crumbles, Google will keep on dancing towards a cookieless future, and we will all just have to keep up, just as always. And Google is at it again with their updates to their updates. Yet again, they have updated their guidance on creating helpful content to put more emphasis on page experience. I mean, I get it. Who doesn't love a good page experience? It's like a warm hug from the internet gods. But this is just them reiterating the same things over and over again, like a parent telling their kids not to touch the bottom of a hot pot. The updated guidance aims to help site owners consider page experience more holistically during the content creation process. Think of it like making sure the frosting of your cake is just as delicious as the cake itself. In addition to streamlining existing devices, Google reminds publishers that Core Web Vitals remain crucial for page experience success. Google is also transforming the page experience report in Search Console into a new page that links general guidance about page experience and a dashboard view of individual Core Web Vitals and HTTPS reports. Basically, they're trying to create the Lord of the Rings page experience hub. One page to rule them all. Starting December 1st, 2023, Google will retire Search Console Mobile Usability Report, the Mobile Friendly Test Tool, and the Mobile Friendly Test API. But don't worry, mobile usability remains crucial to page experience guidance, and site owners should continue to prioritize it. As we all know, Google has been the go-to search engine for users across the world, maintaining a 92% market share. But its position as the leader of the pack is now being threatened. Reports have emerged that Google is developing a new AI-powered search engine called Maggie in a bid to maintain its dominance over rivals like Microsoft Bing that have shaken the tree more than they thought it would. With the first blow being Samsung considering replacing Google with Bing as the default search engine on its devices. The move could hit Google's annual revenue from the Samsung contract, which currently stands at $3 billion. Despite its significant lead in the search engine market, Google cannot afford to rest on its laurels, especially with an additional $20 billion tied to a similar Apple contract set for renewal this year. The Maggie project aims to provide a more personalized and user-friendly experience for Google's users. It is expected to be introduced to 1 million users initially, increasing to 30 million users by the end of the year. However, despite the new features, Google will still display ads in search results, which is a crucial revenue stream for them. With Google's position at the top of the search engine market now being threatened, the company is under pressure to innovate and stay ahead of its rivals. They are also working on other AI projects like an image maker called Giphy and Tivoli Tutor, which helps people learn languages through texting. Overall, Google's move to develop a new AI-powered feature and search engine is a clear indication that it is a little scared and is trying to do all it can to stay as a market leader. And they better do it sooner than later, because the AI game just got a little crazier with the rise of AI in music that is ruffling a lot of feathers. And I ain't talking about Birdman. Brr. Concerns about copyright protection and the potential loss of artist magic have always been a concern when merging technology and art. The latest example of this is a viral song called Heart on My Sleeve that clones the voice of Drake and The Weeknd. The song's creator, @Ghostwriter, claims that the track was created using software trained on the musician's voice. While some have been wowed by the demonstration of AI's capabilities, others are concerned about the potential of copyright infringement and the erosion of human creativity. But some think it's the future of music. French DJ David Guetta recently used a site called UberDuck AI to mimic a voice of Eminem to add to one of his instrumental tracks. Guetta believes that the AI can only be a useful tool like the drum machine and the sampler before it. He maintains that nothing can replace taste, and what defines an artist is their unique taste and emotion, which they express through their modern instruments. Well, my SEOs, that's all the news from this week. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. My name is Kiko, and I will see you tomorrow.